Good evening, Anne Arundel County. Good evening, America. Welcome to Promoting Don't Get Fooled Again with Class. I'm your host, Anthony Bynum. The name of our production company is the Glen Burnie Players. I think this is our 43rd episode, if I believe it's number 43. These are exciting times here in Anne Arundel County. There's a lot going on, and we're going to share some of that with you today. But before we start that, we want to, well, these are exciting times, actually. These are exciting events. So we have two events we want to mention to you. Both of them are tomorrow, Saturday the 24th. So we know notice is a little late, but they both start at 11 o'clock. Both are near and dear to my heart. In no particular order, the Veterans Day Ministry, the Veterans Ministry over at John Wesley United Methodist Church in Glen Burnie is having an event at 11 o'clock, and there will be some speakers. The idea is to celebrate veterans. So if you get a chance to swing by, there are going to be some speakers. I'm sure they'd love to have you. I'm sure they would love to have you. Okay. The other event is being held by the Greater Ferndale Community Civic Association. This is also near and dear to my heart because they're going to go around starting at 11 o'clock at 7205 B&A Boulevard, and they're going to pick up trash. You know, when it rains, the trash just goes all over the place. Mostly it goes all over the place because people, in their haste, don't put it in trash cans. So I'm going to try to do both events. They're both near and dear to my heart. We want to give credit where credit is due. So we rely, as we have in the past, on Wikipedia, but also two other sources. One source, our poem this week, is going to come from something called A+ Topper. And our second reading, or second topic rather, comes from, and I said I was going to circle back to this, remember? Lithicum Vignettes, the history of Lithicum. And the author, Oscar Skip Booth. Now, to do our most admired segment, oh, wait a minute. We want to give shout outs also to our affiliates. So we have Greenbelt Cable Access, that's in PG County. They run our show. Thank you very much for that. And also, there is Amherst Media in Amherst, Massachusetts. They run our show also. So we want to thank you for helping us to get the message out about this great place that we live. Now, with that, we're going to go to our screen share. Perfect. Most admired. We're going to look at the life of Warren Buffett. Now, Warren Buffett was born August 30th, 1930, and he's still with us, doing well, that I hear, is the world's best-known investor. He's the co-founder and chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, giant investment company. It was as a young man, Warren took an interest in business. Now, he was born into a well-established family. His father, Howard Buffett, was a four-term congressman from Omaha, Nebraska. That's why they call him, Warren, the Sage of Omaha. It's a great nickname, right? Now, the first book that young Warren read, he read it when he was 7 years old. It was called 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. Again, he read it as a young boy. He was always interested in business. He sold chewing gum. He sold Coca-Cola. He sold weekly magazines door to door. He worked in his grandfather's grocery store. Now, as he got a little older, he and a friend purchased a pinball machine and were able to place it in a barber's office, a barber shop, rather. That's what guys did back in those days in Omaha, right? They waited around for their haircut and they played pinball. I think they still have some of those machines around, probably in some basements. He was good. Eventually, they had multiple machines in multiple barbershops. Eventually, he and his buddy sold that business to a war veteran. So you're probably talking about the late 40s. I doubt it, possibly the early 50s. Like I said, to a war veteran for a tidy sum of $1,200. So that is what they call sweat equity. They're making money along the way, collecting the coins, okay? And then they sold it at a profit. So that's what they call in the business world win-win. You know, Warren Buffett is a great philanthropist too. He's always giving big chunks of money to worthy causes. He's not one of these guys who believes his job at this point is to enrich his kids and all the people that he knows. He wants to give back. I've heard nothing but good things about this guy. I remember seeing him one time on 60 Minutes, and you know, he's just well-mannered, even keel type of guy. But make no mistake, he's good at what he does. So most admired, yes, this week, Mr. Buffett, Sage of Omaha, it's you. All right, so we're going to stop screen share for a moment here. Well, actually, what I want to do is I want to go forward first, and then I want to stop the share. Okay. So next, and I think I mentioned, I showed you the book already. This one actually, but it's worth another look, right? It's worth another look. This one comes from Lithicum Vignettes. And it's again, the Tales of Lithicum, and again, written by the late Oscar Skip Booth. So with that, we're going to go back to screen share. The life of Tauber's 24-hour towing is very interesting. And again, this is something of consequence regarding Anne Arundel County. See, it goes back to the 1930s. By that time, there were a lot of cars on the road, horse and buggy kind of gone away. A gentleman named Rudolph Tauber built a gas station to service these newfangled things called horseless carriages, right? Other than gas, though, he sold bread, he sold milk, he sold candy, he sold tobacco products. A garage was eventually added behind the gas station. At some point, he tried to sell cars too. Don't know how that went. During World War II, Rudolph's daughter-in-law and a friend, Blanche Nearoff, ran the station. The garage was dormant for much of the war, and quite frankly, according to the article, they tired of running the business. So when the war ended, they asked their nephew, who went by the name of Junior, who was just out of the army. He was 22 years old and needed some direction in his life. They said, "Do you want to run this business?" He said, "Yeah, I'll give it a try." Maybe he didn't say it like that, but pretty enthusiastically, according to the book. So it took some time, but the 50s and 60s were really good for the business. They added pinball machines, nickel slots to keep their customers occupied. But it was the tow trucks that rescued many stranded motorists that would prove to be the future of Tauber towing. I don't think they have the gas station anymore. I don't think so. I'm by there all the time. I don't think they have that gas station. I don't think they sell anything, but they pick up people. One time, back in my National Guard days, I remember a car, I had a blowout on 97 coming back from Annapolis. So I called to get a tow truck, and Taubers came out, and they were very nice, and they did the job. Again, these people are very good at what they do. They're very good at what they do. So for our segment about something of consequence regarding Anne Arundel County, we pick Tauber's towing. Yes, we do. All right, we're going to stop the share. We have one more thing we want to address. So there's a theme here, right? It's business. Of course, the sage of Omaha, Warren Buffett, but also Tauber's Towing. They've been in business since the 1930s. So I was looking for a common theme. The theme is money, because you need money. So I was looking for a poem, and I found this. Again, it was from the A+ topper. I'm not exactly sure who or what that entity is, but it's called Speech on Money. So here it goes. Money is manufactured in all the countries in factories called mints. The very first U.S. mint had run on power harnessed from horses to print money. The collection of money or its study is called numismatics. Rome was the first country ever to print a living person's image on a coin. The first U.S. currency came into existence after Martha Washington. I think I've heard that name before. I think she was married to a guy named George, right? Yes. But anyway, she donated her silverware. So there you go. I think that's pretty good story of money. So just to recap, tomorrow at 11 o'clock, 2 events going on right here in our area, North County. One in Glen Burnie, one in Ferndale. John Wesley United Methodist Church Veterans Day event. It's the last 2 hours. There'll be some speeches there and a chance to celebrate veterans, right? Also, cleanup. Greater Ferndale Civic Community Association, right there at their house. They're gonna meet. They're gonna get some trash bags and they're gonna go to work. That's what I'm talking about. Roll up them sleeves, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So for everyone here at the Glen Burnie Players, my name's Anthony Bynum. Until next time, bye-bye.